of GameChangers Podcast. And like I mentioned earlier in the promos, welcome back to 2024 as well. Unique one tonight. We're coming to you live from Moree Services Club for the New South Wales Aboriginal Men's Fours Carnival. And beside me, I've got Mitchell Johnson, who's going to give us a little bit of information about the tournament, because I believe it's the first one ever, Mitch. So you can talk to us a little bit about that. But talk to us about the concept, where it sort of came from, and what was it born out of, brother?
Yeah, look, I suppose the concept's been emerging for a while now. A lot of the bowlers around here, around Moree in the northwest, often talked about having a Aboriginal bowls competition. Most towns have a NAIDOC, but there's no formal competition where it's available for registered New South Wales bowlers. As everyone knows, across New South Wales we have netball competitions, we have football, touch football. There's a whole lot of different sports with competition. So we've sort of said, look, why not kick off an Aboriginal bowlers competition? And I suppose we're fortunate enough here that Moree Services Club's done a massive upgrade to their facilities, and first class facilities here now to host a good competition.
I think with the club, with this microphone as well for the viewers, we're trying to go live through the club as well, just to let all the bowlers know what we're sort of talking about here, because we're going to have a raffle or it's like a draw, but they call it an auction in bowls form. So they're going to have the draw here live as well after we have a chat with Mitch. So we talked about the concept and where it came from. So how many teams and what's the format, brother?
So first year in, it's been really good, well supported. We've got 16 teams it's a fours men's competition, 16 teams. You are able to have at least one or two reserves if you need to, so you can change a couple of players in and out. The format, though, is going to be 6 rounds of 13 ends with the preliminary rounds. Kicking off tomorrow, we'll have 4 games. First game will be starting around 9 o'clock. Sort of 2 hours is the duration for each game. We'll play 2 games. We'll have lunch break, and then we'll play 2 games in the afternoon, and probably finish around 6:30 tomorrow night. So it's a pretty full-on day tomorrow. We'll repeat that for the first 2 rounds on the Saturday morning, and then we'll have lunch. And then the format after lunch is the top 8 teams will go into a quarterfinals. Winner of those 2 go to the semis, and then we'll have a grand final. So pretty full-on day for everyone involved. It's going to be great. I think great competition. We've got some really good sides. We've got teams here from, Kempsey. We've got Dubbo represented. We've got Lightning Ridge. We've got obviously Moree. Teams from Lismore. So we've got a good roll-up. Armidale, the teams clubs that have been really strong and promoted their Aboriginal bowlers coming through. So we've got a really good lot of teams who are going to be represented across. So I think it's a good format. 13 ends, preliminary rounds is probably long enough to sort of get some clear winners, I think, but not too long so it drags out too much for the day. But overall, look, I think everyone's excited. We've had a lot of just walking around town. I've been here since Sunday, and just hearing people who know that this is on and are going to come down and just have a look at it. So it's all about that, but also trying to grow bowls in general and get more people involved in it.
In terms of participation across the state, I know you probably haven't got numbers, but in terms of Aboriginal bowlers, I know there's significance in the trophies as well. And one of the reasons Rod Ty reached out to me to come out and be a part of it and do a podcast on top was an uncle of mine was part of the Hall of Fame for New South Wales Aboriginal bowling as well. So in terms of, I know that early on they started doing a little bit of a tour with bowlers and then bringing some young ones through and mentoring them. Is that something that you're going to look at long term as well? Because to have 16 teams, I refer back to knockout because we all talk about rugby league. And I think with knockout, 4, 6 or 8 teams, you guys have got inaugural knockout here, 16 teams. So it's massive numbers wise. And I look at clubs that are strong from my way. I'm originally from Brewarrina, but Burke is a strong club with a lot of Aboriginal bowlers too that aren't here. So I'm thinking if it gets, once they hear about it this year, the numbers next year, you might have to run it over 4 days.
Yeah, look, it's only going to grow, I think, as well. And look, being the first year, we've made it a men's competition because generally across New South Wales bowls, there's more registered men players in general. But in saying that, as we go forward, I think we will probably open it up to some mixed triples and that, so we can get the ladies involved as well and look at different formats. But the whole idea of this is to try and get more people playing the sport, and let's try and get some of our youth coming into this sport. So it is a good sport to play. Very competitive, I mean, there's some joking around here now and some laughs and people who haven't seen each other for a while. I guarantee tomorrow morning it's all going to be game faces once that 9 a.m. bell rings for the first game. So, it's all about promoting the sport, getting more people involved, yes, but it's also going to be, serious competition and something that we've never had before, a proper run and formatted carnival. We've got registered umpires coming to do the officiating. So everything's going to be run as a normal bowls carnival would be, with professional people involved.
Talk to us a little bit about promotional. So how long have you promoted it? What's the prize money? What's the entry fee, nomination fee as well? Yep. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so look, it's been talked about for a long time. We probably started fundraising starting mid-year. We had some fantastic sponsors come on. Fletcher's Transport and, from Dubbo, we're our inaugural major sponsor. Really got us kick-started, but we've had wonderful support from the local businesses here in Moree. A lot of Aboriginal business owners themselves have come on board as well to support. So the overall prize pool being $20,000, which is a pretty, massive achievement in itself. $10,000 first prize, $4,000 runner-up, $1,500 each for third and fourth, and then from fifth down to eighth, it's $500. So, the total prize pool is $20,000. We'll also have a margins winner for the Saturday and the Friday, so the best margin on those 2 days. So that takes our total prize pool to $20,000. So, look, it's as I said, competitive bowls we played over the weekend. It's serious prize money. There's not too many other tournaments around with that type of prize money in any format. So, we're expecting some pretty competitive bowls out here to be played. The team nominations was $500, but look, I think overall, the way we're running this, we've got breakfast and lunch provided for 2 days. Everyone who's playing's got a shirt with all our sponsors on the back and things like that. So in terms of the nomination fee, I think each bowler is still going to go away with a good bit of memorabilia, a drink holder, stubby holder and things as well. So, and plus 2 days of breakfast and lunch. So I think it's pretty cheap really as it's worked out, but that bit of stuff, that bit of nomination fee just goes to help make the whole thing run smooth so that we can pay our umpires and pay the people who we're relying on to help run the carnival. And also, look, being here at Moree Services Club, no doubt we want our services club here to make some money out of it. We want the local bowling club here to make some money out of it, because the idea long term of this carnival is similar to the rugby league, is if your town's lucky enough to win this in the future, we might look at then you've got the rights to host. So we want to try and move this thing around the state like we do in other sports.
I'll refer back to the knockout again. We're talking about league. I think with the 16 teams that are here, it's pretty significant for them because we're 51 years into the knockout and we still talk about the inaugural teams and what that meant to the knockout, building a knockout up. So for the 16 teams that are here over the weekend, I think it's pretty significant for them. It's a massive sort of achievement for them to come along and be a part of this, because by the sounds of it, with you guys at the helm, I can't believe how good the facilities are at Moree Services Club as well. Obviously, living down in Newcastle, we've got clubs like Raymond Terrace and Maitland City that have got the coverage outside. So it's weatherproof and everything. It's pretty flash. And the club, I'll tell you what, for a club out in the bush, first class. So anyone who's ever coming through Moree, make sure you come and check out Moree Services Club. Good feed, good people. The beer's nice and cold, and these greens are smick as. So definitely come in and check it out. Before we get the auction underway, the draw, brother, you talked a little bit about the knockout format, where this is what I wanted to ask you in closing is, and you talked about it and you touched on it. how long until we can expect? Because once you say that, whoever wins it here will be expecting to take it away. Are you going to keep it here for a little while until you feel like it's, at a point where it can survive anywhere?
Well, that's a good thing. I think, Rod, Ty and myself, we're probably two of the guys mainly organising this, and I think, we'll see how it's going after this year, but I've sort of got an idea that we might, just leave it running more for the first couple of years, just to get established, make sure we've got the right formats. We want to probably bring some other people on and form a bit of a proper committee and get this thing going so that it's not just, two people sort of helping to run it, but we get a wider representation. So, look, next year we may look at hosting it here, but certainly long term, the idea is winners host if they want. I still think, though, if a club wins it and they haven't got the facilities, there's no better facilities in New South Wales than to come back here. In saying that, when this thing opened a couple of months ago, late last year, we had Steve Glasson come out. Now, anyone who bowls knows that Steve Glasson played many years for Australia, and he said, look, I've travelled all over the place, and the facilities are here. Really, for him, he said, look, there's nothing, it's second to none. There's nothing better than this that's out there, certainly in New South Wales. And he's played worldwide, so don't underestimate the facilities that are here now. There's been a couple of $1 million spent on this facility. As you said, it's weatherproof. It's under full shade cover and all that sort of thing. So the good thing here is, doesn't have us rain, hail or shine, we know we're bowling. If it's raining tomorrow, we're bowling, we're under cover. So that really does help when you're trying to plan a tournament like this, and you know it's going to be on. So you get help. Helps to attract people to travel. Because we've had people travel 5-6 hours to get here, so they know that the bowls is going to be on, rain, hail or shine. So that's one of the key factors. So yes, we are looking to probably long term move it around, but we'll just see how it goes for this year and maybe next year. Then I think we'll have a look at it then.
Before we go across, because I might have missed it, my brother, but 16 teams, the format, you talked about top 8 going through. Are there pools, or is it just we're drawing teams out here and there's going to be is it a knockout format? Talk to us a little bit about that before we move across.
So it's not a knockout format. The way it'll be done, you'll see it in a minute. So teams will be, each team will have a skip. They'll be asked to come out and draw a card. Whatever card you hold up will have a number on it. You go, that's your team then slotted into the draw. So the draw will be done. So your team will then slot into that position in the draw. So basically the draw sort of already, it'll be done as teams just slot in. And it's not a knockout format. So every team here, the preliminary rounds is 6 rounds or 13 ends. So you're playing some pretty, fair bit of bowls to then establish who are the top 8. Once we get to that point on Saturday lunchtime, then the top 8 will play off in the afternoon, starting at 2:30, and the finals formats they'll be shorter formats, so they'll be 8 ends. So we'll play a quarters, then we'll play the semis, then we'll play the final. So we're hoping to probably finish around about that 5:30 on Saturday. We'll follow that with a presentation in the club. The club's got some live, some entertainment on after that, so we're hoping people will stay around and enjoy the night.
All right, thank you, Mitch. Intro there to the tournament. We might now go to the auction if we can, but appreciate that, brother, for the viewers there. So now you know what we're doing up here in beautiful Moree. So the New South Wales Aboriginal Men's Fours Carnival, which is the inaugural carnival here at Moree Services Club in 2024. We'll turn it around now, and we'll talk to a couple of the skips as they come through as well. So if anyone out there is willing to jump on and have a quick go, I'm more than happy to have this. But we'll turn the screen around now so you can see the draw live as well, the auction live. Thanks again, brother Mitch.
Nice. That's it. Yeah. You can make that. Yeah. Now I'm just making sure you know. No, cool.
Okay, thanks once again for my Sean Richards speaking on behalf of the club and Rory Bowles. This event. Well, thank everyone for travelling here today. I'm sick of my phone calls and text messages like Malcolm Ahoy, don't text back after about 4 days. And always been the last person to get here. But thanks us all for travelling. All the proceedings of work in the country and all that will do that tomorrow. We're going to get the draw. So where are we going to run the draw? We're going to do it in alphabetical order. Just get the call out. Yeah.
Welcome up, pick a coaster.
Come up, pick a K-star.
What's your number?
That's your number, then we'll go into the bit.
Yeah.
So Rob's a bit choky, as you can see.
I'll do it.
Yeah, so Bill Morrow, he's going to be the, what do you call yourself?
No.
I was from Chardabo, and he runs the raw scorecards and all that stuff. And I'll get it from the Mooring Club tomorrow. So the first person we got up first skip, he was the last one here. No, always from Arndale, so round 4.
If they're here, all we want to do is just give them a quick run. Yeah. So if they come up, just hold them quick.
So now you pick a card. You stick there goes on the act
15.
So Arndale service, they go down at number 15. And
You're going to have yards?
Well, Mal Ahoy from Armidale. One team, brother, or two teams come across?
There's 2 teams, one from ex-Herveys, that's where we bowl. There's not many Koori bowlers at our club, but we had enough to come over here and represent our club. The other club is Armidale City. They're a strong team, good players there. So I wish them all the best. But happy to be here. Come out here and bowl on this swimming pool.
What are your expectations for the event? You're coming here expecting to win it, or you're just happy to be here and be a part of the event?
Oh, look, I'm happy to be here and be a part of the event. Moree is like another home to me. I'm married into Moree, so I fit in real good over here, and a lot of family. But can't wait for tomorrow. Can't wait for tomorrow, and to see how we go on this swim pool.
What's your prediction before we let you go?
I don't know the teams, but look, Walgett always put us out, and they haven't got a team here. But the players I know, they're from there, and they're representing Light and Ridge, so I think they'll be pretty strong.
Thanks for having me, Yana. All the best for the weekend.
Thank you.
Second, Alex Barker, is he here from Morris? One of his team members, which is Gadget. Victor?
Number 1.
And Victor Johnson. Overall, that one?
Number 7.
Number 7. Joe Bell from Emerald Sports. Is he here or is he still dining here? Brandon, would you like to come up, brother? Leaving the dog tomorrow and welcome to the podcast and we get a few meetings.
9-6.
6, we might go over it from 6 and 9.
Yeah, we got 6. Where one every yarn? Not every yarn.
Right, Anderson from Boring. Right here. Seeing that earlier. Come on, Mike.
Where's Perry? Where is he? Where's Perry? What are you going to sit down there? They can go far. They can go, but come on. We're not. Number 4.
Number 4. Jordan, I'll back over to Ray Dennison.
Sit down there.
Hey, you.
Uncle Ray Dennison from this club, huh?
Yeah, right,
Talk to us a little bit about the history of the club and who you got bowling with you this weekend as well. Is a mixture of youth and experience, or all the old fellas going to teach them all a lesson?
Yeah, the alpha. I'm now the alpha fella. Alpha there. Now I got Terry Thorne, Wayne Craigie, and Ricky Roberts with me. All young fellas. They probably only got a couple of years experience on it, but this is good. They'll get experience. They're looking for experience here because there's a lot of good players around here. So I think.
What does it mean an event like this, in your backyard as well? I'm told Rod just tipped me there that you're one of the legends of the club, so I'm assuming that you've won championships at the club as well. A bit of a legend around this area. So, what does an event like this mean to you? Have it in your own backyard, huh?
No, well, like for us to draw bowlers here to the club, even the young fellas, at the moment, all we can do is probably play state and that, but there's a lot of good bowlers around and we're not getting recognised.
Yeah.
Like there's Mob from down Light and Ridge, there's some good bowlers, but you got to, like I said, you get around and play against other bowlers, mate. And all them young fellas which we got there now were all footballers. So they're looking for something else to do now besides Rick.
Transitioning. Well, thanks for joining us down the Yarnock and look forward to watching you over the weekend.
Right. Yeah, thank you, mate.
Who we got here? Mine is Richard Dixon from Kempsey.
The club champion. He's the club champion. He's the legend. 11.
Jordan, you and Richard? 5. Thank you for and 5. And so put Yarn out. Thanks for from Kempsey.
Talk to me out. I didn't catch your name, but you're from Kempsey.
Richard Dixon here from Kempsey. I'd like to thank Rod for inviting us out here. And I reckon it's a great thing to have this bowlers knockout for once. We've got a lot of bowlers, not in our area, but out west way we have. But a lot of our people, they've got great skills, got a lot of talent to take up the bowls. I started in 2006, and back then I was playing bowls on a Saturday and I'm still playing footy on a Sunday, so I love it. And my uncles played bowls, Uncle Ray Dixon and my father, Doug Dixon, so they all played bowls, and a lot of these boys played with my uncles. And I know a lot of these boys too, so I played against them.
Good exposure too, Uncle, like you're saying, like this will reach Kempsey, and you guys will no doubt go back and have a yarn about how good the tournament is. So looking forward to trying to attract new bowlers to your club down there, but also to bring more teams away next trip as well, eh?
Yeah. I'm at the Kempsey bowler downtown, and Mel is at the Kempsey Heights up on the hill. So trying to get a side together, but we haven't got that many bowlers down there to do that. But hopefully next year, to start with this knockout, would be a good thing for us.
And who's your prediction, huh?
Look, I can see the fellow in front of me. A couple of boys on the back from Lighton Ridge, love it. So I know the boys in there.
Thanks for having the yarn. Enjoy it. All the best for the weekend.
Next one we got up is Stevie Ford from Armdale, BC. Stevie and his son come runners up in the state fairs last year, so one of my favourites for the tournament.
Number 8.
Gonna be
Another Amra team, yeah?
That's right, brother. Yep.
Introduce yourself to the viewers.
I'm Steve Fuller. I'm from Armidale. I'm up here playing with my son Todd and my nephew Thomas Henry and my good friend Laurie Williams from Armidale City.
Come here for a holiday or you come here to win it? Because we just got a little bit of info there that you won state pairs or something. Is that right?
We got, I think it wasn't the state pairs. We got runners up in the BPL Cup in 2022. Runners up in Australia, of course, national.
Which is national, it's not just state, so we're trying to play it down a bit. Everyone in the back got their eye on you, so I think, yeah, you guys look like you're going to be the tournament favourites. But what does a tournament like this do for you personally, your club, and you got family members here as well? So, what does something like this do for you and overall for community?
Well, yeah, we all we love to play together. Us family, we play together. We go everywhere together and play and stuff like that. You know, in tournaments and stuff like that. It's great to get away and you meet a lot of different people and stuff like that. And it's good to be here in Moree and next summer. Catch up with some of my brothers over here. It's great.
Thanks, Tony Arnold, son, and all the best for the weekend. Look forward to watching. Yeah, the caliber of bowler that you sound like you are. Thank you.
next time on the Moree team, say your names. Anyone know me or take out your head? Mr. Aubrey, Ms. Aubrey. Aubrey? Aubrey Duncan, your name? Next one, draw a card up for a son.
Hi. Why? I see.
Jordan speak Russ.
On the Moree side, still number 13. Thank you.
Jordan,
Campbell. Everyone else from Georgie. Come on, grab the fun.
you get your live stream your own draw. Not that one.
There it is.
Yeah. Number 3.
Lucky number 3.
Sit down there, Brad.
You want to be on now or tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow, my cousin. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Yeah? Interview tomorrow. Interview away tomorrow.
Johnson from Brisbane. What is inside this one? Went from playing 4 to 1 team this one from Moree.
11.
11. Thank you, Nick.
11. I don't think you need to talk to me.
We'll have another yarn of mix tomorrow, but see who he's got sort of bowling in his team as well from his club.
And the Rich one, on the Rich side card.
Oh, yeah, he's a salary cap. I was a salary cap.
The salary cap on
Yeah,
here.
it's busting this salary cap. Rick, yeah.
14.
14. And 2 from the Rich. Yep. We have a board tomorrow. Brian Miller.
We 3 on that. I'm doing tomorrow. I'm going to interview tomorrow. My cousin.
Hello.
Number 12.
Number 12. And a quick yarn, Graham. Back to Sean.
Introduce yourself, please. Well, to the viewers, so please introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name's Graham Miller from Dubbo, the Macquarie River Rats. Here playing with two of my best mates, Lionel and Huey, and my son Zach. Zach's not much of a bowler. He started playing when he was 9. Made the quarterfinals of the Australian Open in the juniors this year. So he's coming along all right, but I'm not going to let him skip just yet.
Don't give him a big head. You've still got to teach him a few tricks. What are you looking forward to most out of the weekend?
Mate, looking forward to taking the money home. I think we're going to win it.
What I like to hear, because you're light and rich, I think that they think they've got one hand on the trophy already, so that's what I want to hear. Talk to us a little bit about Dubbo, and I'm assuming there's a lot of clubs around Dubbo, so a lot of participation from our mob.
Yeah, there's 3 big clubs in Dubbo. Quite a few Aboriginal bowlers, and both my son and there's another young fella here today, Aboriginal bowlers, both in the New South Wales State Under-18s team. So they're not being forgotten out there in bowling land. They're doing really well, and they're representing the culture and their local community.
Where can the people see them bowl this year? Have they been selected in teams already, or that was last year? If they do get selected in these rep teams, where can the people tune in and see those guys go around?
Yeah, that was for last year. They were both in the state juniors team. I don't think the juniors team this year's been selected, and I know my young fella Zach's 17. He turns 18 in March, so he won't be eligible. But certainly they can see both of them play here tomorrow and the next day.
Thank you. From the Andros, all the best for the weekend.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Second side to play in, so. Next one is my nephew, Liam Morrow from West Dubbo.
Take a salary campaign too, eh? Salary campaign.
16. Young Sean.
Come over here.
I'll get busy with her.
Liam Morrow here from Dubbo, Club Dubbo, is it, bro?
Yeah,
so talk to us about which one that is and who you got with you this weekend.
Well, it's one of the biggest clubs in Dubbo. Yeah, it's one of the biggest clubs in Dubbo. Yeah, I got my brother. He's all right. Got young Cooper Dart with me. Just won the South Pacific Pairs, the junior one. So he goes all right. And then we got his old man with us as well. So.
And what's your expectations for the weekend? You coming out here to win it, or you just coming out to have a bit of fun and enjoy the hospitality out here at Moree Services?
Yeah, it's a bit of both for us. I've got a bit of family, like Uncle Rob said. He's my uncle on that. So catch up with a bit of family, hopefully win a few games and get in the final with a bit of cash, eh?
Well, if you've got connections to the area, tell us a little bit about what this will mean to the Moree community.
Yeah. No, I mean a lot to me. I got Uncle Wayne, Uncle Rod, Uncle Merv, they're all in one side. They're pretty stacked Moree side too, just quietly. But now for old Pop and everyone that plays bowls here, but it means a lot to me.
All right, brother. Thanks for having me on us. All the best for the weekend, though.
Cheers,
look out for your fellas as well, by the sound of it. We're talking about salary caps, so I must be stacked.
William Pitt on the Moree side. Lucky Pitt. Anyone inside? Now Davey's here coming to his Moree card day.
Come on.
Morey side number 9. Ray Shepherd, the other Morey side is here. Sonny Dawson just walked in. Want to come and draw a card, please, Sonny? We got 2 teams to go. At the bar. They'll always be called for you, Sonny. There you go, guys.
Tell them they might have to send me if they can't get straight in, they might have to send me a request. I'll add them and then they can jump onto the game changers. But tell them to try and go straight through that.
There you go. What's that? He'll fit you out. Down low over the weekend.
Number 2. And another one.
Ray Dawson, Ray Shepherd side, they're doing number 2.
Now this Morey number 1 side.
Yeah, so this is the Morey number 4 side.
All the stars.
Coffee side, coffee.
All that. What team?
Who's he with? Who's he with?
On the side, yeah.
What's the other side?
Don't play talk about this. Chris over here.
Thompson and Dad.
And the dad.
Oh, yeah. Then I was playing.
Number 10.
Mikey Last, the Janet Dyer, as you heard earlier, one of the favourites from Rotten Ridge. And he'll come. He's down in the real cars. They're also going to come up with a little yarn on the oven, so that they won't carve their brother, so you go down and steam money. You know, yarn is
Introduce yourself to the viewers. What club you're from?
We play for the Ridge. We're all from Walgett, the team, but we actually play for the Ridge. Unfortunately, the club in Walgett folded a few years ago, but we've been out there and they're a pretty good club and look after us. So we've been out there for 5-6 years or so.
A lot of bowlers do that out that way, brother. I know that, like at Bree, we haven't got a club and haven't had a club for a lot of years, but there are a few of the bowlers that, if they do want to play, they go across and play at Burke, or some in the past have gone up and played at Garuga or the Ridge as well. So you got a lot of bowlers that are doing that from Walgett, and you expect a few more of them to sort of turn up next year and be a part of the event.
Yeah, I reckon probably, I don't know, maybe a third of members at the Ridge are either Walgett or Garuga. So yeah, the second team would be full of Garuga people actually. So they go gathering at the Ridge.
Talk to us about a little bit of, like this is obviously going to go far and wide, and there will be a bigger contingent next year, but talk to the people, because a lot of these fellas are from, regional centres or the city, the big smoke, that have got a lot more opportunities than you fellas have got out this way. Talk to them about what events like this mean to you fellas, because you don't get a chance to sort of do this often, do you? Like big events like this where you all come and sort of mingle. So talk to the people about opportunities out this way and what something like this can do for not just this community in Moree, but right across the board.
Yeah, we'll have to get more people, especially Indigenous people, involved in the game, and most of them are pretty talented, they can play anything. So, the footy's died down out west, so, I suppose you've got to play something. So, I reckon I'll go pretty good, and the more tournaments they get involved out here, give them people something to do.
Yeah. Well, brother, thanks for jumping in and having the yarn. We look forward to watching you tomorrow, eh?
No worries.
Put on a show.
That's us.
Yeah, that's just the condition of play. That's you standing up in Lloyd. We've got one more podcast speak for Sean. I'm just going to 5 minute break. We're going to be still live, so get a quick break and we'll come back and do the options. I'd like to introduce Gary Masons to everyone. He's the chairperson of our club. He's going to be down this hall for 5 steps.
All right. Viewers, we're also going to be on now to Gary Maidens, who's the president of the club. Very rich club out here. Talk to us a little bit about the history, and talked a little bit about the facilities earlier. How long has this been in the pipeline to get to where it is today?
We were having a lot of trouble with actually the greens, how they were deteriorating and carrying on. The boys said to me, what will we do? I said, well, why don't we do synthetic? And they said, the synthetic are probably, too hot to play on. I said, well, what about if we put a cover over it? So what we did, we decided to put a cover over it and thinking, this is what we've got. About 2.3 million, we invested in it, and I think it's come up pretty good. And we're very happy with what facilities we've got. We've had, like you said, some of the best bowlers in Australia here, and they had a look at it and they said it's one of the best facilities they've seen for a long time. And I got most of the idea, of not only me but the board, from the Mooloolaba. If anyone's ever been to Mooloolaba, they've seen the facilities there. If you go down to the Sunshine Coast, go and have a look at the little club. They've got a beautiful facilities set up the same as this.
Talk to us about the membership participation in terms of bowlers. What do you got in the club? And this being an Aboriginal event, what's the percentage of the Aboriginal bowlers in the town? And is this the only club in the town that got bowlers, or is there another club?
No, there's no other club. Actually, I think it would probably be around about 60-40. And a lot of the Aboriginal bowlers, like Wayne Ty and them fellas, have really promoted this. The bowls in this town, and they've really got it going really good, and very proud of the boys and how they've done. Rod's worked really hard. You see, he runs the football doubles during the year and pushing money into the club, and we put as much as we can into it. It's going really, really, really good.
I looked at the board with Ray, I think it was earlier, and we looked at the club championship. There's been a lot of Aboriginal bowlers win club championships over the years. Talk to us a little bit about the legacy that a couple of these bowlers have left as well. I've heard big numbers that they've won big numbers, like in terms of club championships. So talk to us a little bit about that and the history of the club.
Honestly, to be honest, I don't bowl a lot with it, but there's a lot of the Aboriginal boys have really dominated the last few years, and this is why they're promoting what they're doing and doing what they're been really putting their heart into the soul to this, and I'm just going back. I'll just tell you a little bit of story about this year's club championships. Rodney had to play Wade in the final, and Wayne's sort of been champion for a few years, but Rodney knocked him off, and he kept driving, and Rodney said, I kept drawing. And I got him in the end. He said, I took the bow out of him. So it's been real good. And apparently what we've worked out is whoever wins this year, championships, the green's named after him. So that tomorrow you'll be playing on the Rodney Ty Green, one of them greens out there.
Yeah, good. And I see you got a lot of younger bowlers, and I say younger because they're around my age, and I consider myself young. A couple of young Maury Boomerang legends as well that have come along and playing bowls. So young Alex Barker and Rick Roberts there I see in teams and playing tomorrow as well. Do you do a lot with high schools around the area to try and promote bowls within the schools as well? Because if you've got these young fellas that are role models in the community, I would assume once that the young bowlers know that they're involved, they would want to become involved as well. So how can the younger high school age or even primary school age bowlers get involved with the club?
Well, what we're trying to do is just get it up and running. And this green's only just been opened in November, these greens, and what we're going to do is try to start a junior comp on Saturday mornings. So come down and play. But we're trying to get into the barefoot bowls on Friday night, get families, corporate bowls involved. Because we spent that money, we want them here. playing bowls, and no matter who they are, come down and have a bowl. And we've got a young fella out here today. I was just talking to my mate down there, Curly Perchy. He's playing bowls yesterday, Wednesday afternoons they play. There's a kid, 7-year-old, out there, young Rutledge, and he's bowling as any good as any bloke there, and he's putting them on notice that he's coming along.
Yeah, good. And that's what you want to see, I guess, in bowl circles as well. So, any messages for the people out there in terms of facilities you've got here? I mentioned earlier, when they're in town, they got to come and check it out because I live down in the city, and I've been to a lot of city clubs over the back over the years, and there's not many better than this club here. So promote it a little bit, so you get the tourism and that as well. But for tourists to come in as well, can they be a part of the bowls format as well?
Yeah. Well, just with the facilities over the showground there, they've upgraded the facilities over the showground over there. We've got a hell of a lot of visitors coming through. Just come and have a roll up. Come through. These boys today, they're all coming to play the bowls today. But if they're travelling through, pull up and have a yarn and come and have a bowl. The boys, they'll invite them anytime they want. Just drop in, boys, and have a go.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but as Aboriginal people, when people take on an event such as this, it speaks a lot for the club and for the people that are running the club. So I don't know if you guys realise this, but when you're running something as big as the tournament you got here now, and it's an inaugural one, it's going to get bigger and bigger. It speaks to our people and it says that you're welcome in club. So on behalf of everyone here, I want to say thank you for hosting this as well, and massive event that hopefully is going to be around for a lot of years, and you guys are going to be the first. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot to us, but the one thing you got to remember, we are all together. Doesn't matter. We've always had the Boomerang football team, we've had the Moree football team. We've all worked together, and I grew up here, and I'm just a normal person, and we all just get on and we all talk and have fun, and you got Rainbows and them fellas there. I played football with Rainbow and all the boys, and look, it's just our town, and we all work together. So nothing doesn't matter who you are. We're all together. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for sitting down on the yarn. We'll hand back now, and we're going to do the auction. Rod, do you want to have a yarn and explain the auction now, or you want to do it as you go? Because I don't understand it, so the viewers aren't going to understand it.
I'll sit there for 2 minutes.
So we've got 16 teams. The skips have drawn the numbers. There's 16 teams. There's a club beside or a skip beside the number. What does that mean to someone who doesn't know anything about the format or bowls?
Well, normally in bowls it's a Calcutta, but this is going to be a straight out auction. So we've got the teams now listed 1 to 16. That's their number. The draw's been done behind the scenes. I'll put them in later on. But now what we're going to do, we're going to bid for Shannon first, Ray, Georgie, Raymond, all the way down to Liam. We've got a minimum of $50 per player. So the winner, without a bid being placed, is going to get $650. So, it's 9 to 1 for a start, the auction. So it's pretty good money. So, but it's 70% for the winner and 30% of the loser. So the total pool's pretty good.
I still don't understand how it's going to run because I'm looking at 16 teams, but I'm sure there's 6 games for each team from the sounds of it, and the numbers will be tallied up, and you'll take a top 8 through. So I'm just looking forward to the bowls now. It's like it is like knockout field, You just want to see the bowlers and who's the cream of the crop. But talk to us a little bit about the bowlers that we have here, because for the people that don't know anything about bowls, there's different grading as well. Talk to us about pennants and bowls in general. Like, where are these guys coming from, and what grade are they at?
Yeah. Well, we're probably like in bowls wise, you're graded from 1 to 7. 1 being the highest, 7 the lowest. There's a lot of grade 1, 2 bowlers here. Grade 2 is the highest in the bush. Grade 1 is probably only Newcastle, Sydney, Wollongong. There's quite a few of them guys here. But there's also guys that are playing grade 7 that have just started out. They're also playing here today. But on the day, anyone can beat anyone. So it's up to themselves to win it.
Can I ask, if you've got grade 1 bowlers here but only got teams from the bush, does that mean that the skips can bring anyone in?
Nah, you got to be from the same club.
Well, how do you get grade 1 bowlers when there's only bush clubs there? Didn't you say that grade 1 would be Newcastle,
Newcastle.
Sydney? Have we got Newcastle clubs there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they? Oh, Reds are ones.
Reds as well.
Yeah. Oh, Red boys are ones. So yeah.
Okay.
They're a top. Yeah.
All right, we're going to start.
You agree with that? I don't know. Anyway, let's get on with the auction.
We'll go straight into it. So we're going to bid for Shannon's order. Anyone? 60. Shannon? 60. Anyone for Shannon? Yep.
Oh, right. Straight into it. I thought I was doing that. Here we are.
70.
Anyone there? 120.
120. Molly? 120 for Shannon Ty. 150. On the Rick boys for Shannon. 150.
200.
250. 220. Back to the Rich. Justin. Molly. 230.
240 over here.
Justin.
240 over here.
You should be getting water and other end. 250. 250. Justin.
260.
260.
300.
Respect Molly. 300, Justin.
320.
320. 350. Justin done.
He's thinking.
Second, Justin.
350. He's thinking.
Yeah, you haven't shared the other night, remember?
Number 1 bowler, 360.
360, boys. Molly. 400. 400 on Shannon Dye from the Rick. Gary Michaels.
400.
Justin down by the last 78. You're out. Justin's out. Go back to the dark. 21. Need to get up the hill somewhere. 400 to bid. Anyone can help me out over there? 100 to toilet. Yeah, respect that horse. Yeah. You probably know he's on the phone too.
420. 420.
420. 350 West. What do you got? 350 with Shannon Ty.
Close his after him. Close his after him.
I'll get him.
450 over here.
There we go.
Now once. Yeah. 500. 500. Bring your ladder up, Len. Let your bid for it, let your bid over, bring your cash up so you can sign every bit. On the board. Just how we're gonna roll from here on in. 500.
Explain it.
Favourites.
Explain it. They're the favourites.
went for a youth prize, or sort of blown away on the buck, so which is good. Any more to come? Ray Shepherd. Ray Shepherd is going to be a club from Colorado, right? He's given Sunny and probably one of the old side of the get their raiders up. Very fast and follow. Over $50. We've got 60. You want 64, Ray Shepherd? Sunny Dalton, where are you? Sunny? You're out? Sunny? $50? 60?
No, 50 already got 55. 55.
You on 60? 60. Sunny, you on 70? 70? 80? Sunny, you on 70? Want to get you back in? $70. Sunny.
Done.
Done. Can you cash up?
I've got fire.
We got 60 now. You in? Anyone in? 60. There boys. Georgie,
Come on, Georgie, get up.
Man over there, getting no ball over there. There he is. Man over there. He beat us. There we go.
There we go. 110 from you. 120.
120.
140. 140. 150 Molly.
I'm 160 anyway. We'll be down. 150 Molly. One on the shape.
150 Molly.
100 a day from
It's cheap with this. Georgie wants more.
No, I'll go cheap.
This is so good. Buy this.
I'm very cheap.
150 Molly.
150
Molly.
My lead. 180. Saying 180.
180. Let's go. 180.
180. There we go. I went over there on the black.
Ray's got a bit of the younger side there, Terry Ward. Ricky Robbs and Wayne Brady. 50. We've got 60. 60, Ray. 70.
70.
100. Ray buying himself pretty confident.
Boy. Has one single thing before.
110. 110, Ray up. 120. 120. Good. I'll do it. I've got a cash out there during the week. 120, right? How much? 120 boys. Ladies?
Yep, 130. Yep, you do all.
130.
130 again, yeah.
130. 130, right? 130. 140. No, 140. That's my great race. 150. 140. 150. 140. Oh.
My name's John Moore, I'm the Vegas.
$100 in the pool already.
Jerry, what is here? From the arm out with us.
Right, we have to number 5.
There you go, Kaz.
From the Granddaddy. We take this on a record. I would be $50. I got 60. Empty. I got it. I'm 60. I'm going to 70 for Pepsi.
Bastard, I forgot the shirts on, repping for the weekend.
Oh, look. Oh, look.
70, one more. Right, $70. $6, sorry. $6 rule. Yeah, you bought it himself. Next thing, and you saw it up. Been bought for the last 6 months. Take money from the girl. So what's the job that you try to money? Joey Bell, $50. Rolls boys. Number 60 William Rolls boys. Yeah, here we go. 60, we got 60, we got 70. 70 for the rollers. 70. 70. 80. 80. We got 90. 90. Just remember, they come on now, they go on the win it. If you keep themselves later on. We got 90. Go once, twice. Oh, belly. Alex Parker, you want to be interested in this one? 3 water boys? Yeah, Mark. Start on $50. You want to get 60 on them? Yep. You want to go Parker boys? Number 70, Alex Parker side. Want to do a yarn in this one? 3 water boys, take it on. You're 70. You want for 70 for Alex? Right, $60 on it. Thank you. Maybe 4, like you said earlier, you need to wrap the window. Do some call. Anything else?
Oh, you?
Starting on $50. And we say, we got 60. 60. 70 anyway. Good. Donna, good. That's 70. Oh, yeah. Big right now. 100. For your day. Thank you again. 100. BC. BC. 110. We'll be 100. Maybe money. Folks, we'll check this week. 110. We'll go 120 for under. 120. Back to the pool. We'll go 130. We've got the Michigan He's walking there. Dennis and Jimmy ready to save money, ain't it? Alright. Go 130. 130, back over it. Go 140, boys. I can already Bullets. jump over the mountain, all the way from Antelope country. Justin Warren, just a new member from Armagh himself in the Moree Club. They are one player as well. Watching it on the championship this year, so it's not when they probably going forward. We've got 260 from the Steve, Aubrey. 260. Thank you, Justin. 300. 300. 300. Just on the phone there, Justin. 300. Aubrey. What about the weather? Danny weather's birthday.
Yeah, why not? We're going to vote on something.
300.
Good.
Can't get different perspective. No.
Yeah, no, he's on.
Don't find. 300. You're 310? On Armagh? You're up there.
300 at the moment out there.
310. 310. That's back again.
30.
330. 330. Armagh, what you said, 330. Beautiful.
350.
350, Justin.
350.
You can't tell you, Justin, that's right.
Private.
350.
That's his wife.
350.
60.
360.
60.
360. They're all against each other. It's good. All right, you're out.
70.
370. Go on again. 400.
400.
400. Gary Maiden, right?
400. Yeah.
410, Justin. Yeah.
Oh.
410. 410. 410. 410. 410.
That's city line.
Watch, Justin. 420. 420. Michael Boyd. Michael Man. On round 420. 430. Ball back in your quarter.
50.
450. 450. Another ball is pretty common. Now, $460. 460 already. $10. 460.
Around. You guys.
460. Anyone?
Oh.
470. 470. Just playing the game. Just go forward. Pass.
That's the front of the ball.
470.
Yep.
All Justin.
All right. You got
Justin,
it.
you never go again. 480. 480. $5 $20. 400.
550 of Billy.
410, Justin. You're out. Joel, I'm proud to see you get those on again. 410, someone? What? Anyone else? So, take it forward, 410. Yeah, just that, can you just add the code on, so let everybody know how much it's doing? 1600 so far. So we have the bucking kit, I said it earlier, on the Moree side, permission pretty cool. $60. 60, I've got 70 on. Okay. 70, you want? I'll back this one. 70, got once, twice. Oh. $60 to get that. 60. Yeah, 10 o'clock, sorry. These are 290 time. Need to be professional for it now. 10 o'clock. You'll be professional next, so we're live.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, sorry.
If I don't mind this one. This is the number one thing already. Features and all the ties, all the cousins in one team. If they cannot argue, they'll win it. That's the big thing. So come on, let me get 200. Got to be 200 somewhere for these fellas. Lofty, 200, good. 250. Yeah, 3. Yeah, I got 300 already. Where we go? It's not many people, these are all the ties. 350. 4, down back. Lofty, right, Wayne and Bird, all in one time. 400 down the back. Pitch it on. Come on. Oh, hello. We got him on the phone. He's got the finance director. That'll really be back. 400 on the phone. 420. Down the door. Hello. He's not walking around. He's asking Karen can he get alive. 420 down with all just there with me. He's got to see how much money he can get out of it. 450. 50. 450. We go down there. 460. Yep. Don't put your hands up, just one. 460. Go down there with all. 470. Over here. Yep. That's the back. 470. How much in the pot? 1600. 20. Plenty of money. 470. We got down the back. Hurry up, Rod. You got time? 470. Oh, there you go. Nah. 100. No green with Rod. 500. They got plenty. Trust me, they got plenty. 500. We got. Down the back. There you go. 510. I'll take 510. Come on. Guys here. Let's sign from already. Every championship here in Australia, they've won. You gotta ask them. I gotta live with one of them. Yeah. 520. 520 we're done. And back. 510. Come on. 520 over here, right. 520. Let's go. Raymond was out a bit over there. Let's go. We got 520 with Rod, 530. All in with 530. Let's keep going. Come on. Let's wrap it up quick. 530. 550, you'll get it. 550 down the back. 550 down the back. He's still grand. Let me finish his dinner. Hurry up. 550 down the back. Get your rod. Oh, hurry up. Back on the tap. Back on the tap. You lose tickets. If you want the brother-in-law, I wouldn't allow. 550 down the back. Come on, Rod. 550. 600. Oh, 600. Oh, come on. 600. That's 3 to 1. They brought me down to 5 to 1. Come on, 5 to 1. That's pretty good. 600. No more. No doubt. Out the back. 600. 5. Yeah, we got Mitchie Johnson. 400! Go! I'm going to say he gets 400.
Got down on the way in. Simon Smith and so I'll get one. That's 600, they bring the total to 600. 2,600. 200,000. 2,000. $260. Thank you. Hey, so we'll get on to the Norman or one from Lismore. From already, I'm going to bid for $60 on him. So I'm saving $100. for this one. Gary? 110?
110.
110 then. 120? You got 110 out there, 120, Gary? 130? Audrey? Where's the bowling? This ball. The runners? In the ring, he said. We've got 130? No, 130? We've got 140? 140 for this ball? At a bad price? Boys at back yellow? 150 in your range, Charlie? You know you're not in mate. You're going to make business. We've got 140 anyway. 140? Down. Twice? So, right? What was that? Who bought you? Johnson? Cameron? Cameron gets the money, make sure it's up front.
140. No, 130. 130.
Yeah, a little sorry, double? Wait, sorry. Trouble for that, is that right? Yeah. Corey River Rats. The big bucks will be 60. 60 bucks for the River Rats. How close is this one? It's all over there, got the camera. Yeah, 60. Got 70 rats. You bid for everybody else, you're not bidding for yourself. What's going on there? Got 70? 70 on yourselves? 70? Back? 80? 80? 80? No. 70 bucks from the rats. One sold. Now? 70 bucks sold. Rats want themselves. They are running and got more inside. Starting on 50 bucks, so we've got 60. 60, got 60 here. 70, that's 70 good. We do it on 70? 70? 70 for them. Jordan, sorry. This is the other boring side, 70 bucks, I mean 80. 80. 70 bucks a bit. You want 80? 80 done. Nothing done. 80 bucks a bit. 90. Hey, you're inside, you bid for everyone else. I've heard that here there, buddy, for the sheep this week. Hey, Norman, your side? Yeah. You want 80 on this horse? How many has there, 8? And then how many leave it? No, 80, you need 80 from you. 80, come on, back from you, but 90, 90. 100. You want 110, so how do you, brother? 110, back to you. Yeah. 110, Aubrey. Go twice. Remember, want to achieve right there? So, Aubrey done. Right, this is before we move on to the next couple, can we have them finalise, please? Aubrey, 110 on you, brother. We'll get the money on. But can you get that off your head, please? If you've got it, you bring it up. Get the pole, 2,107. First price so far. Two land. This is the other rich side. They also pay better ones and twos. Amy's skipping, and they've got Fuzzy playing with Leo Hooper and they have 7. Prepares there for their local zone 3. I'm actually bidding on them guys, I'm bidding $100. $100 on Rich, second side. 150. I'll then save himself. Lanny side. Don got 160. On your inside. 150. We 160. Justin. Justin. You don't believe my call? It's fine. No. 150. You don't get the earlier on. Alright. We go 160 on the ridge. 150 we molly. 150 molly. Just make Justin. Leave it. 160. Ooh, bartender. Coming out the blue. 160. Second side of the ridge. 170. Back in again. 180. Ooh, too much right. You got the form. You got the form. 180. 180. Volume. You know the side there yet, brother? You say 180, sorry? Yep, 180. 200 back to here, this. 210. Oh, you hear me quick. Come on, forward. Right. What about if you go hard to the curl with cash flow for the week? Right. 200. Come twice. Sold. Right, 200 on. Maybe size on the rim. Two to go. We're up to 2,770 bucks in the pool. 2 teams to go, which is probably 2 shots on as well. Mellow Lloyd, you're around, we're ready, brother. I'll swap. How we go? Where is it? You get 1 month. Ready to come up the phone. Start mid 50 bucks. We've got 60 on Mellow Lloyd. Low service. Talking a bit of this.
You want to go far under your pin layout?
60 on Mellow Lloyd. Up. You're going back. Good, be quiet over there, boss. And outside. Start on 50, you're on 60. If you're on the phone, you know he's on the phone, clocking in. Clocking in. We've got 50 bucks, we've got 60 bucks an hour. Good boy, Arnold, as a club. Get away! Dr. Mitchell from the Aboriginal Homes. We'll go for 50 bucks. So. Put the Aboriginal Homes. Last 10 minutes is Club Demo. Debbie and Lee Jordan, young Bob Cooper. Andy Slide. Jordan just won the president's over in Mellow, so he's off the state. Sorry, Jordan. What are you bidding on yourselves? 100 bucks? 100 bucks, Lucky last. Lucky last. You have the 2,800. I've got 110. Total knowledge, last thing. Gary? 120. This is the numbers I was talking to you about. 100 bucks. You want 110? Yes. 120? 30. You did the same time. Hey, where did you come? 160. 150. 160. 160? Yep. 160. 150 from the brother, 160 to the other brother. Yep. You get rid of the babies in there, did you? 170. TT. Back in the game. 180. 200. 200 on the. 210. I got 200. You beat you? 210. 210. Boys, back. 220. Inside. Lucky laugh. 220. That takes us over to 3 grand. Gary? 230. 230.
go. That's 10-1.
Brothers.
40.
40.
240.
Back in the game. Model. That's on me. Dubbo.
240.
Justin. This is the cup Dubbo I'm talking about. 240 down the road.
240.
Dubbo, he's in there.
It's 10-1. 250. 250. Right on. 250.
Justin Bull back in the game. 250. 250, Justin. 260. 270.
270.
Boys, 270.
Yep.
270. 290. Three. So in the building now, Justin, I'm paying over 3,200.
9-1, that is. 9-1. 9-1 for the winner.
350.
350.
350. Boys. Well, let's go a little yarn. 60. 60.
Are you together?
Are you together or what?
360.
Both current games.
One better. 360.
360. 360. Able knowledge. Combined. 360. Justin, here we go. Justin?
I got one.
Hold on, talking to Justin.
380.
400. 400. Justin. 400. 410. 410. 450. Well, it's going to be on Justin.
Every 10. And both on the 5, you get that one. You got 450 down the back. 500.
500. What's 10 bucks different? Right. What? Yeah. Hang on. How much? 400. 510. If we're going over 500, I'm going 20, so it'll be easy for me. Okay. That'll make us nearly to 3,200. More in 500. Now once. What's good? Another $10. Done. Trade is in. A good wage. Donna? Daryl, where are you? Well, if you're talking to wife and the sun down there, that might help us out a bit. If you lucky last, we'll be winner. Come back. Your last check was. Second, final. Hold on. Sold. Hold on, Bullen, double L. You brought it, right? Bullen, Bullen, B-U-double-L, double L, A-M, and
No, just keep 2,300 first one.
Yeah.
Roughly 2,300 first one.
You just paid that?
Yeah, we finalised, but
One line of the pool will be 3,000 roughly. 300.
Paid, right?
Yep, so we need money paid at the kickoff, so we need Johnny will pay. Steve Fuller, we got right? Yep, he's home. All this time, the sheet money. Let's get to over there. And this money will be counted in now. Like our all money going into the safe. In our office front. And it's also signed by two signatures. Mitch and also the person We'll walk away and say,
Doing a good job,
we want to
bro.
make this tournament professional as we can, so we can attract more things next year.
Doing a good job.
Thank you for your participation tonight. 8 o'clock breakfast. Can I get a round of applause for Toronto in the podcast?
What time we starting?
8 o'clock breakfast. Or I'll ring the bell for 9 o'clock, Moss. Kick off. And we'll do the proceedings of Walk My Country and all that around lunchtime. Okay, will work? Okay, thanks for all. Appreciate it. Good night.
7, 8.
So let's clarify right now. So we got $320 raised all up, all 16 teams, Rod. What does that mean? Yeah, in terms of prize money for the auction.
Yeah, just blown away. Like I said, it's the first year, and now saying that next year the town partner running the tournament, we give 1,500. You know, so we're blown away with 1,500. I'm supposed to start 3,200. So I'm in 2 good sides there that I bid for, and like I said earlier, I'd like to thank everyone for bidding. And it's been a big night, and on behalf of you, brother, you know, promoting us and Lacey and. Yeah, so a big couple of days ahead. Good size there. And playing on our beautiful blue greens that we call them.
Thank you very much. We got 3 sides, 4 sides above 500, 500 or above. Your side went for the most at 600. Does that mean you're the favourites?
Over Molly on the greens, but like I said, it still comes down to that last bowl of winning each end. You know what I mean? To the 16 bowls on that green. A lot of these bowlers here skip. You know, like Ken Fry, Lofty Fry, Ray Dennison, and Mitchell Johnson. You know, like they're really fast touch bowlers, and that will come into play with them. You know, and unpredictable. Like, the double side and they go from the fences, so they're playing at high levels and you know, different clubs. Armadale Boys, mate. Surprise packet to me.
All right. So you're happy with the prize money from the auction. What time? We talked about 8 o'clock with breakfast. What time can the people come and start watching the bowls? When will we start first games?
Yeah, 9 o'clock. We'll have breakfast. 9 o'clock kickoff. We'll go off for bell. Just like playing footy, we're in an order. And basically, we only got a time limit of an hour and a half to 2 hours to finish each game. A bit more now here, more for the next couple of days, but we're playing 2 games early, then have a lunch, and then play the 10-second game. You know, play the final 2 games second round.
And for the pre-game rounds, if it's a draw, just leave it as a draw, or you play like a super round.
Absolutely, brother. I'm really coming to play there, Moss. I think a draw's a draw. Yeah, so get a win. We're running like every other bowl tournament, and all the bowlers know the procedure of wins and margins and wins and losses. For an example, after each round, we don't throw the cards away, we keep them as evidence. If anyone disputes of an end or a game will come back to the board. We got in the bowl system with a really good system of the draw, and it all just adds up and calculates after each game. So we win by 10 and we lose by 5 or we're by 5. So we can be running first and get people 20, drop in 8 or 9, miss the cut.
All right, brother. Good start tonight. Looking forward to tomorrow. Thank you, committee. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in, guys.